Don't let the title mislead you. This story has less to do with political ideology and more to do with political payback. Government is powerful, but it operates under rules and laws. And tonight we share my investigation into how the North Tonawanda Common Council operates, revealing how rules were broken and maybe state law too, in this Two on Your Side original report.
So we are not going to have public comment.
A raucous North Tonawanda Common Council meeting is not unique.
This has become the new norm of 4 against 1.
One reason for that is the imbalance of power. 5 council members, 4 of them Republicans, plus a Republican mayor, versus a lone Democrat, a 29-year-old architect named Austin Tylec, who 2 weeks ago won the election to serve as the city's new mayor on January 1st.
You don't have a plan. No, I'm still talking, Austin.
Because you told us we were in financial distress.
The latest controversy that has many residents upset is what appears to be a backroom deal to change the city's proposed budget for 2022, cutting the new mayor's office staff in half.
It really just seems like the council's trying to control that department and, hamstring me, I suppose.
Back in September, the current mayor submitted a budget to the Common Council for 2022, and in it, the mayor's office is fully funded at about $136,000. But after the election, November 3rd, a revision was made, cutting out $38,000 earmarked for the mayor's secretary. Did you ask the city accountant to reduce that line item?
No, what happens is I submit the budget. Once I submit it to the council, it's all in their hands.
As required by law, the Common Council held a public budget hearing in October. And according to the record of it, no changes to the new mayor's office funding were even discussed. In fact, the Republican council president told me their decision to cut the secretary position happened before they even got the budget.
We all agreed, and all council members up there agreed that we discussed it this summer, and it was going to be completely removed.
Their reason was because the position had been vacant for nearly 2 years, mostly because of the pandemic, and since all city departments were asked to do more with less, so should the new mayor. But Tylec says he did not take part in that summer meeting or any agreement. As proof, he shared an email city accountant Jeff Zellner sent to him and copied all the council members, dated September 29th. In it, Zellner confirms that although last year they did not budget for the secretary, the office needs to get back to full staff, end quote. Council members never replied or disputed that statement. So I asked each of the 4 Republican council members individually to show proof of their summer meeting. None of them took notes or could even agree on the date of the alleged meeting. So then, how did the city budget get changed online? Councilmember DiBernardo admits that he was the one who called city accountant Jeff Zellner.
I saw that in there. I called Jeff and said, I thought we agreed to remove this. We all agreed on this early summer when you two were running for mayor. We ran for 2 years without it. We agreed we're going to remove it. I said, Jeff, remove it.
Well, that's a real problem. I mean, under New York State's open meeting laws, public business is supposed to be conducted in public.
Paul Wolf is an attorney and an expert on state open meeting laws. He says there's no such thing as an informal budget meeting that's out of the public view when it comes to elected leaders discussing how to spend taxpayer money.
Well, as they readily admitted that they changed it, which is just shocking that they didn't seem to see that there was anything wrong with what they did.
Remember, the funding for the mayor's office was cut the day after the election. Tylec won the office over the current council president, Bob Pecoraro, who leads the Republican majority.
The accountant made a mistake. He should have taken it and removed it from the budget because in the summer before the election, we all 5 council members agreed that that was going to be removed from the budget.
Any changes to it need to occur in public, and the fact that the budget was actually changed before they had a public meeting is just disturbing.
Does the council in North Tonawanda have the right to make changes to the budget, add or subtract, without the public's knowledge, without doing it in a public forum on the record?
That is something you would have to ask the legal department. I really don't keep track of that.
But when you conduct business this way, it just fuels the thought that, you know, shady dealings are going on, that things aren't, you know, being on the up.
Our city needs to stop playing games and join the residents in making North Tonawanda great.
Well, I spoke to over a dozen city officials and citizens in North Tonawanda who gave background for this report. I did not, however, receive a return call to any one of the 6 messages I left for City Accountant Jeff Zellner. I even visited his office in person last Friday.
All right, so I got a quick question I got to ask you. I mean, so what can be done about all of this? The people there at the council meeting, they seemed pretty upset. So what happens to elected leaders who violate the open meetings law?
It's a great question because there's no automatic penalty that's written into the law, and I asked Attorney Paul Wolf about that, and he said that a citizen could file a lawsuit, but that's very expensive, it's
Right.
time-consuming. But these matters usually get referred to the New York Attorney General's Public Integrity Unit to investigate, and her office could choose to file a lawsuit on behalf of the citizens of North Tonawanda against anyone, really, who's found to have violated the law.
Interesting that it happened the day after the election also.
Quite a coincidence.
Yeah. All right, Mary Alice, great report.
Thank you.
Thank you.